I'm Stephanie, and this is Clara. We're both licensed marriage and family therapists.
And we practice at Therapeutic Oasis of the Palm Beaches in Jupiter in Florida. Amidst the COVID-19 crisis, we decided to put together a coping skills group for our clients. And today we taught our first Zoom class. Right, which was pretty cool. We've been doing telehealth, and so this was a new thing to do in a class format. And so we thought after the class that we recorded the material so that we can bring it to more than just our clients. So I'll tell you a little bit about the class and then what we'll focus on today. So the class is called COPE, C-O-P-E, and the first C stands for create. And that's really what we want to talk about today. So we're DBT therapists,
Right.
And as DBT therapists, we're always talking about creating
A life worth
living, right? And so with that same concept in mind, we want to help you create a quarantine worth enjoying. So when we think about create today, we're going to create three things. So the first thing we want to create is a mindset. The second is create a structure, and the third is create ideas and creative ideas. Yeah. So we'll show you those worksheets a little bit later. First, a reflective question for you. So what ineffective patterns and activities do you find that you fall into when you don't cope ahead, or when you're not at your best, or when the world is turned upside down like it is now? So what about you? What do you fall into?
I do fall into isolation, so I tend to watch TV and not want to leave my cozy little comfort area.
Yeah. For me, at first I was a little excited to stay home because I'm an introvert. So at first, I'm thinking, oh, this is a party for me. And yet I know that if I don't cope ahead and plan activities with friends, with my social distancing, that I'm really not going to be feeling good after a couple of days.
Right, you get stuck in that rut.
Yeah, and also making sure that I have materials when I am on my own, that I have art supplies and things in my house to do would be really important for me. Our clients are saying things like they're falling into patterns with food, patterns with sleep, patterns with TV, isolation, shopping, or coming up with so many things that they want to do around the house and then really not knowing where to start.
Right, so you kind of get stuck in this spinning
around, or just catastrophizing things and spinning anxiety, being on social media a lot without balance. So we want to address some of those patterns today, and the first thing that we're going to talk about is the mindset, creating the mindset.
Which is where the thought distortions live.
Yes, thought distortions. So we love teaching about thought distortions. And so if you look up thought distortions, you will see that there is a list of several types of thought distortions. A few of them are overgeneralization, making feelings fact, catastrophizing, unfavorable comparison. So you can look up, what these mean. And essentially, we all can fall into negative thinking. And so if we were to look at the different types of negative thinking that we tend to fall into, there are these categories of thought distortion. So we tend to struggle with at least one or two of these categories, let's say. The category that we want to focus on today is the shoulda, woulda, couldas. So if you were to pick one category that you would investigate as you try to create a mindset of being able to be creative and be productive, we want you to think about the shoulda, woulda, couldas. And we'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So do you want me to do?
Well, we can do your laundry example. I think it's really great because a lot of us might actually be in that same boat right now.
Yeah, so I've been talking a lot about my laundry. I have a huge pile of laundry, and it's ready to be put away. It's not put away yet. So if I were to be thinking all day about my laundry, now I haven't thought about my laundry. I actually gave myself permission to not put away the laundry right now, because I don't want to do it right now. And so if I'm in my head and I'm saying to myself without permission, I have to do it, I should be doing it, after a couple of hours, I'm going to build up this resistance, demotivation, anxiety. There's just pressure about doing the laundry. And then when I actually get the laundry done, even if it takes me 30 minutes, it's not going to feel like 30 minutes. It's going to feel like the 8 hours that I spent even just thinking about the laundry
Yeah.
and building up the shoulds and the have-tos.
Right.
Yeah.
And during that time, not really fully enjoying the things you were participating
Right,
in.
yeah. So even if I'm doing an activity and at the same time I'm thinking about, I should be doing the laundry, I'm not fully present. I'm actually dual pointed, and that takes away from our sense of feeling joy. Rather, what I want to do is, again, I want to use this choice language. I want to say I can do the laundry tomorrow, or set a specific time that I want to do the laundry, and then let it go and give myself permission to do what I would like to do in the moment, and what I can do. So instead of saying I should do something, I want to say that I can do something. And you can practice this. So you can practice this by coming up with something that's on your plate and just saying to yourself, I have to do it, I should do it, I have to do it, I should do it, and just notice how it feels. And how maybe people react when you tell them that they should do something, or that you have to do something, or we do this to kids a lot, right? You should do this. And then use choice language and tell yourself that you can do it, you can make a plan to do it, you can choose to do it if you want to. See if that changes the way you feel. And it's not a free pass to just never get to things.
Just keep piling the laundry on.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not likely to happen, because eventually, if you're not building up that negative energy in your language, you actually will start to create motivation, because you're giving yourself the choice. So you're feeling the responsibility of doing it and knowing it's your choice. You're actually more likely to follow through. And so that would be the one thought distortion that we would like you to focus on when you're thinking about creating this mindset, is to move out of the shoulda, woulda, couldas and into I want to and I can if I choose to. Right?
Yeah, but it makes it just more pleasurable all around.
Yeah, and that's really going to be building up your joy. And that brings us to the second key concept, which is creating a structure. So as long as we've got our mind out of our way, out of our own way, now we need to create this structure in this space. And there's 3 types of schedules that we like to recommend. And depending on your personality, one might work better than another. So the first is clock time, dividing your time into maybe 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. And for those of you who really like high structure, that might be the best for you. The only thing that I would add about that is that if you are a person that likes high structure, you tend to create those plans, and after a few days, they just fall apart.
Right, or if you over schedule. So you're scheduling to the 30 minutes versus the hour.
Every 15 minutes, this is what we're going to do. Yeah.
Right.
If that is the usual MO for you, not for you. This is not for you. I want you to try one of the other ones, because sometimes we feel like we have to have a clock time schedule, and actually that creates too much pressure for us. So if it doesn't work for you, don't try it. Try something else. And so the next one is time of day. Time of day, splitting your day just into the things I want to do in the AM and the things I want to do in the PM. Yeah. And I am not a morning person.
No, you're not.
I am not a morning person. So my day, and I do the time of day split, and I split my day at 3 o'clock. So I have the things that I want to accomplish before 3 p.m. and the things that I want to accomplish after 3 p.m. and that works for me. Just fine. It doesn't really matter the order that they're happening in during the day. Whatever's most effective, that's just what I do, as long as I have it split into the 2 categories. The last one is themed days, and this is really great for families. Kids love themed days, right? Yeah. So theme days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, each day is a different theme. Maybe you're going to have mindful Mondays, and so the thing that you want to create that day is mindfulness. What's another idea for a theme day?
So like, family night Fridays, or movie night Monday, or you can make it fun with the kids and have them help you come up with something fun for each day.
Right, and it doesn't have to be just for kids too. Yeah. I mean, I actually really like theme days also. Theme days don't have to be a party day. It could just be a study day, or a reflection day. It could be a laundry day.
Yeah. Well, especially now with quarantine, you could really do a day where you're going to focus on things that you might enjoy and be more creative, and other days you might be like, all right, how do I bring creativity into work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great thought. So those are the three choices that we want you to really hone in on, is the clock time, the time of day, or daily themes. And so picking one of those that you might practice with.
Or trying all three of them if you're not really sure which works best for you.
Experiment with them and see what, if you usually do clock time, do something different. So now that we've talked about creating the mindset, creating the space, now we really want to talk about creating the ideas. And so we've divided into two categories. So create ideas that you're looking inward, and create ideas that you're looking outward, or expressing things outward. And so we came up with 2 worksheets for you to take a look at. So the first one is looking inward, and on the looking inward sheet, you'll see an area for meditation, feelings of connection, study, and self-reflection. And so what we would want you to do with these worksheets, and you can journal them out on your own with paper, or we're actually going to put a link to these on our social media on Therapeutic Oasis, and just journal some ideas that you come up with. And you can also post on social media your ideas so that we can share ideas. So these are things that when you're looking in, and they're the inward studies, ideas that you would feel more joyful if you could incorporate these into your life. And the next worksheet that we have is the creating your looking out plan. So your looking out plan, we're looking for things that are not necessarily receptive, but more expressive. So finding inspiration, things that inspire you from quotes, songs, pictures, Pinterest, Instagram, you can check those out, and making sure that you're surrounding yourself with inspiration. Creative expression through movement. So having a dance break, doing some yoga, even stretching. So what are some ways that you can incorporate movement into your life? Simplicity. So acts of simplicity might look like cleaning out one drawer, or simplifying some sort of routine in your life. Creative arts challenges. So any creative arts outlet that you can think of. It doesn't have to be fine art like painting or like watercolor and whatnot. It could also be making jewelry, like beading. Also, in nature, you can find things in nature and draw from nature. And
right. So. And it could also be building things too. So it could be, like I think of your brother actually building furniture.
Oh yeah. So you doing things with your hands and being really creative, and when you do creative activities for 45 minutes, when you do art for 45 minutes or more, it doesn't even matter if it's good art or not. Yeah. It will change your serotonin levels in your body and our happy hormones, and so that will also bring you joy. And then lastly, music. So thinking about whether you want to write music, play music, listen to music, how can you incorporate music into your week, and really think about sound in your environment. So hopefully you will be able to use those worksheets to journal out some of your ideas, and you can put together a creative plan for yourself this week. So again, I want to remind you or invite you to be mindful of your mindset. So creating a mindset and challenging some of those beliefs, creating a structure. Yeah. And then lastly, creating these ideas that you're going to place throughout your day and in your week. Yeah. And so remember that every time you make a choice, you change your future. So if you notice that you haven't been experiencing a lot of joy and you've been experiencing more so anxiety, maybe choose something a little bit different today or tomorrow to incorporate into your day. And so what we're asking is for you to spend 19 minutes a day, at least, on one of your new ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to try something that you might have never tried before.
Yeah, you might as well. This is the time to try some. Nobody's coming to your house to watch you mess up. It doesn't matter. It's the perfect time to just experiment. Yeah. So we hope that you enjoy your time and you enjoyed this class, and we'll continue to record our classes and bring
See you next week.
Yeah, into your home. See you next week.